Hello guys, my name is Alex. Sorry for a small delay. I was cut off the internet for a while. So today we're going to talk about trading on different stocks. Today we're going to talk about MasterCard, Boeing, and Facebook. They all are going to have next quarter reports in 2 days. So prepared a small presentation for you to clarify some moments about the reports, about these companies, and also we're going to take a look at the chart and try to open some positions, maybe on forex, maybe on FTT, maybe both. So this will be part trading and part informational stream. So let's begin. Before we begin, reach to this one. So can you please type down in the chat, open some positions where you can hear me and see me, is everything is okay? Because as I've said, I've had some problems with the internet connection recently. You know, when you need to run a stream, it's always some internet connection problems. Not 4 hours, half an hour before, not half an hour after, right at the moment. Okay, hi, hello. Okay, so I believe that you can see me. Yes. Yeah, thank you guys. So yeah, before I forget, after we've done talking about these three companies, about the three stocks, I'm going to make a random search for the comments to the previous video, and I will use random number with a random generator, and whoever wants the price, it's $10 risk-free trades. I will announce this in the end of the stream, so please be patient if you're waiting for it. Hi bro, hi everybody. So let's begin. So this is my small presentation. Sorry guys. No. Okay, let's do it like this. So we're going to talk about MasterCard, Boeing, and Facebook. All of these three companies will report on the 29th of July, so in 2 days, at the same day, and they do have like slightly different history and slightly different chances of moving up, I suppose. So before we're going to talk about this, I want to maybe remind you what the stocks are. Very simple way. So the stock is part of the company which give you certain rights. So you can have right to vote on the meetings as a shareholder, and so participate in the management of the company. So you can have right to receive dividends, some amount of money that company provides for the shareholders. If the company will go through the bankruptcy, you will have a right to receive a part of its property in this event. So meaning that stocks can be divided into two different types: ordinary or voting, where you can vote, and you know about this from the films, different, I don't know, serials, when somebody is taking the control over the company by making this 51% portfolio. So he owns 51%, or like 50% plus one share of all the shares. So he have a right like to veto some decisions, or to say let's do like this, or let's don't do like this. So he becomes some sort of an owner of the company. And also there is a privileged, so this privileged stocks if you have privileged stocks, so you will have some dividends if the company received to give the dividends to the audience. Okay, so the earnings season, what it is in general. So we do have 4 periods through the year, through the calendar year. So earnings season means 1 quarter, so 4 quarters in the year, 4 earnings seasons in the year. And it does mean that the companies who go through the IPO procedure, who have their stocks listed on the main exchanges, they have to show how they're doing. I mean, financially. So this information, how much what the income, how much that they spend, what is like the general income, the sales, something like this. All this information is structured, and they need to make it public. So when the company goes through the IPO and lists its shares somewhere on the exchanges, it go public. So the publicity will know all the details that this company have inside. So these earnings seasons or the report seasons is the time, the calendar period when these different companies they introduce these statistics, this data to the audience. In general, it comes in January, April, July, and October. These 4 periods. Historically, it starts from the Alcoa aluminum company, and then other companies proceed. So why it is important? Because like talking about some economic data and like cryptocurrency, currency trading, we know that there are some like major events, for instance, like GDP or non-farm payrolls, some data that will appear, and that this data can significantly increase or decrease the market. So the price can go up or down for very big percentages. There will be like big moves on the market. The same idea over here. So when the company released its earnings, in the majority of the cases, so nobody knows for sure what kind of data it will be. So there are some forecasts from different analysts. So the same for the economical news. And if the company succeeds and if it gains above this numbers, these digits that the forecasters, that the analysts were forecasting, so in the majority of cases, the stocks can rise in 10 or 15, maybe 30%. So it will be like very big, sudden move when the market will be open on the next day after the earnings are released. So that's why we need to be focused on these events. So this is one of the major events in the stock trading. If you're trading stocks, you need to know about this. So there are some key components in these releases. We are not going to talk about all of them, but this is the list of the major components in my humble opinion. So component number 1 is called the EPS, or earning per share, net earning per share. So this is one of the most important indicators. And so the second one is the revenue or the sales. So how much money the company gained from the sales of whatever it is selling. The second one is the sales of the product by some segments. So this is an example for the Apple, like iPhone, this amount of sale, iPad, this amount of sales, something like this. The forecast of the company for the next quarter year. This is quite significant too, because so the company, it might say, for instance, we're thinking that next quarter will be better than this one, and we will gain like 8% in the revenue, something like this, and this year will be better by 3%, something. So they are talking about their own digits, they're making their own forecasting, and the market is looking at this forecast too, because how the company feels about its own future, because they can adjust this this forecast. For instance, I think you know about this coronavirus crisis, something like this, and a lot of companies. So it was a major market crash, and a lot of companies they're like trying to understand what to do next because of this, because nobody knows for sure, and they're adjusting their forecasts for the quarter and years incomes and EPS, something like this, very often lately. So the second component is the margin, so the sales profitability. The next one is strategic plans, assessment of the economy, and the last one, if the company will go through the buyback program, so we're going to buy back its shares or make something other moves with the shares, and also implement the market. So we won't go like deeply inside these details, but maybe we'll talk about one or two for the three companies I've mentioned before. So the first one is Boeing, and I'm going to switch to the platform. And we're going to find these Boeing shares. Let's go to the stocks. So this is the Boeing. I will keep this on FTT at the moment, but maybe then we will switch to the Forex. So what do we need to know about Boeing? So the Boeing costs like $440. It was in March of this year, but then the coronavirus crashed, and people just sit at home. They like didn't go anywhere by air, and the sales of the Boeing have like lots of internal problems with the planes. This all mixed up, and in the end of the day, this is the previous year. Sorry, this is the March of the previous year, and in the March of this year, in the end of February, when the market crashed, you can see that it goes from $340 to like less than 100. So it was $90 per one share. Now it's stabilized in 172, and so there is some sort of triangle over here. The price is consolidating. So talking about the price, I do believe that maybe it won't go back to $300 in the nearest future, because the coronavirus is not over yet. In a lot of countries, they do have their borders closed, so meaning that there is like tough times for such a companies as the Boeing. But I do believe that it does have a potential to move up. Like talking from fundamental analysis, the biggest event in the future. Oh, sorry, guys. The biggest event in the future will be the next second quarter report that will be published on July 29th. So, in general, Boeing is trying to stay on foot, because this coronavirus has almost crashed it, and the previous data, the previous quarter report, it showed us negative income so they didn't make any profit. They were in the minus. So the income fell by 106%, meaning that they went into minus zone compared to the previous quarter. The shares crashed more than 3 times. I've just shown you on the chart in February. So the Boeing successfully placed $25 billion in bonds. So they're like taking money by the bonds, and they get rid of more than 13,000 employees. So there were like big cuts in the employees from the Boeing. Why do I think that the Boeing probably won't sink? It won't get into bankruptcy, something like this, because the U.S. government thinks that this is the structural company for the whole United States of America. So even if they were unsuccessful in this bond, so I don't know, get rid of the employees and get some other financial troubles, probably the U.S. government will give some money. So there is a list of companies which should be supported by the government in this, in the case of such event, as the virus is spread, something like this. That's why I do believe that the Boeing company, the Boeing shares, probably they will rise because they do have support, significant support from the government. Okay, let's take a look at the chart. As I've said, there was some sort of trying out to catch this break. Talking about like other companies, almost all of them have the same picture. So in the end of the February, almost everybody crashed a lot. But talking about today and talking about more some sort of technical companies like I don't know, like Google, something like this, they almost gone back to these digits that were before the crash. The Boeing, it came, I think it maybe 1/3 of this big move. So probably it do have some space to go up. What is my personal forecast for this? Let's make some trends over here. So there is a special trend line over here, and when this trend line will be breached, we can talk about like moving up on this asset. But as you can see, there is like a lot of space to gain up. Talking about like local perspective, so this is the triangle. Sorry, something like this. And also this is the pennant figure, meaning that so the same as here actually. So there was an impulse, then it was a triangle, then the market goes up. The same idea over here. So this is the stick, this is the pennant, and probably we will go up. So this is my main forecast. That's why I'm going to open here the position. Maybe not like talking about this structure, it's reasonable to open it on Forex. But maybe we can try something out on FTT. So let's take a look on the lower picture, maybe 1 hour time frame. So what can we see over here? We can adjust this line a little bit. So I do believe that there is a very nice trade at the moment. So there was a reverses from from here, and now we are on this line too. So I'm going to open up trade on FTT maybe for 2 or 3 hours. Let's say oh sorry 3 hours. So each candle is 1 hour, and we are on this trend line, or the line of this triangle. So I do believe that this is reasonable to trade up from this position to maybe 2 or 3 hours, something like this. Also, I can see there is some sort of candle formation, trying to, this is, I do believe this is the pin bar, something like this. Also, I'm going to switch to the Forex in the second screen. I'm going to the Forex, to the same Boeing stocks. In here, I'm going to open up position with the maximum multiplier that can be used over here is x20 up position. Yeah, because I do believe we're going to break this triangle and to move up. So up position, and I'm going to adjust it a little bit. So as you can see, we don't have any take profit or stop loss. So I do believe that if we will get lower than 165, probably this is a wrong call. So I'm going to make this $165 per share as a stop loss. What? Oh, sorry. 165. Okay, let's do it over here. 160. Cannot do this. Okay. Invalid. What is going on? One moment, guys. Sorry, I do have a limitation of the minus 50% on the shares. I cannot place an order. So okay, let's make it minus 50%. I'll place an order over here. And I won't place any take profit order. Just the stop loss, because I do believe that we're going to rise from this position. So this is about the Boeing. If you do have any questions about this or the next companies we're going to discuss, please type them down in the chat, but I'm going to answer to this question in the end of the stream, okay? I will just go to the chat to take a look whether everything is okay. Yeah, okay. So let's back to the presentation. Boeing, 29th of July, the day after tomorrow. You know, at the at the film, the day after tomorrow. So there will be some huge moves. I hope these moves will be in the up direction, because I open up 2 positions. Probably only one of them will leave this Forex, but nevertheless. So talking about some digits, you can see that the Boeing company did have some issues in the past. From 2019, it was a lot of bad news for the companies, because they need to take off some of their planes. There were the crashes with the Boeing planes, and it was some technical issues from their side. So they take it back from the flying mode. and that's why it was like a very big jump in the EPS. So the EPS can be negative, and this is a very important moment too. So because we're dividing the net profit, and the profit can be negative, meaning the company is in the minus. So if you do see per share, it does mean, so we take all the net profit the company generates for some period and divide it by the amount of the shares that is on the market. And if we do have like negative numbers, this is very bad. And this is very bad for the company, meaning that they're in some sort of troubles. So the estimation EPS for this second quarter that will be released the day after tomorrow is also negative, and it's worse than the previous one. It was minus 1.7. The estimation is minus 2.56. But as I've said, everybody understands that this sort of companies, like aircrafting companies, they do have troubles because nobody uses airplanes at the moment as they used recently before the corona hit the market. But everybody understands that in some period up ahead this will end and everybody will fly again. So that's why this is underestimated share, in my humble opinion. Talking about revenue, so the revenue probably will be less than in the first quarter. In the first quarter, $13.4 billion. And this revenue, it cannot cover the costs, internal costs in the company. That's why we do have negative EPS. So the company create some profit, but it's not enough to cover up all the issues should be covered. That's why it's in the minus. Okay, let's talk about the next company. I do believe you know, all of you know this company. It's called the Facebook, the largest social network in the world. So the Facebook, one of the companies that probably benefit from the coronavirus from the beginning, but after a while there were some protests in United States of America, and there are president election run in the November again in the United States of America, and the Facebook is a very important instrument for this event because okay, I'm going to show you on the chart. So we have done with the Boeing. Let's take a look at the Facebook. So as you can see, the same market crash, the same coronavirus, the same dump, but at the moment, the cost of the Facebook, it overran this crash. It reached the all-time high to $150 per one share. It was a very big dump over here in the end of the previous months, one month ahead. So in general, Facebook benefits from the crisis. You can see it by the share price. But it do have some internal problems because of the very important moment. The very important moment is that 99% of the all Facebook profit comes from the ads, from the advertisement. And as you can see, other companies, they do have very big troubles, like big brands, small companies, they all have some troubles because people don't go anywhere, they don't buy anything, meaning that they don't want to have some advertisement. And these big brands 1 month ago, in 26, 29th of June, they said that they're going to take a break with the Facebook ads. They say this because of um, this movement in the United States of America, Black Lives Matters. So the issue was that the Facebook wasn't making enough for this movement, but my personal opinion that they just don't have time, or no time, like money, and they don't want to spend money into the thin air, so if nobody wants to buy anything, why you should keep on very big budgets for the advertisement campaigns. That's why probably the Facebook looks very nice at the moment, but if this crisis continues, I do believe even more companies will get into this list who don't want to spend their money on ads. And the Facebook does have only one source of the income from the ads, meaning that probably they will be in a trouble. I'm not talking about right now, but in general, I do believe the Facebook will have some troubles if the crisis will continue, because they will lose money eventually. So this is the idea for the next trading sessions. Why it is important to wait for the earning season at this at this asset, for example, because this report, it can like divide the market before and after, like talking from technical analysis point of view, or even fundamental if there will be bad numbers. And it's very interesting to take a look at the numbers for the second quarter, because in this report, in this quarter, it will be obvious how much money Facebook lose from these big brands coming out from the game. So I don't see any forex position right now, I mean before the report, but talking about my personal forecast, I do think this shares will go down. Okay, let's take a look on the lower scale. On the lower scale, we do have some sort of the downtrend. Maybe there is a level over here, just 233, something like this. We can try to trade it down, because in general we're going down, and we get back to this level, and we're trying to get down. Maybe I will open a position for 2 hours on the Facebook down, because we're trying to get through this level, and we failed. We're reversing, so I do believe we will continue to move down in like several hours. So this is my Facebook idea. Okay, so next quarter report will be on the 29th of July. Let's take a look on the EPS and the revenue. So the EPS, the forecast for the EPS is lower than for the first quarter of this year. It was 1.71, and now the estimation is 1.39. I don't know. I have a feeling that probably these digits will be even less, because as I've said, if a lot of big brands like Coca-Cola and others like Adidas, something like this, if they will get out from the game, if they won't give you money for the advertisement, and the advertisement is 99% of your income, probably you will have some troubles. The revenue forecast is quite the same for the like it was in the first quarter, a little bit more than $70 billion, but maybe this revenue will be lower too. This is my humble opinion. Okay, the third company I'm going to talk about today is the MasterCard. The MasterCard, I do believe you do know the MasterCard too, because if you do have credit card or debit card, it's probably with either MasterCard or Visa, something like this. So there are two main giants in the industry, the Visa and MasterCard, and they both, in my humble opinion, they benefit from the crisis too, because this is very simple. You sit home, you need to buy something, you won't use any cash, you will use some sort of non-cash payment system, credit card, debit card, something like this. That's why in the nearest future, and the very interesting moment is for the such a company as a MasterCard is to make people like feel better with their services. And I don't know how it is in your countries, but me personally, I don't use cash for almost more than 1 year. So I do have only cards and my phone that I use for billing something. So this is very very nice to use, and I do believe that in the future the percent of this non-cash segment will increase, and people will feel better to pay with the digit money or with the cards. I mean, not using real money, coins and bills, something like this. Meaning that the MasterCard in general will benefit twice, in my humble opinion. So the previous quarter was very nice. They like make revenue more than like $4 billion. It's more than 3% better than the like the last quarter of the first quarter. So MasterCard was one of the companies that allowed employees to work from home during this coronavirus. So it adapts to this situation and benefits from this situation. More than 90% of MasterCard employees are working remotely at the moment. So let's take a look to the digits. The EPS, the estimation EPS forecast is less than in the first quarter. It's 1.17 compared to 1.83. But in generally, I do believe that probably they will get more digits that is placed here. And the revenue is $3.25 billion, less than the previous quarter, but there is some sort of season stuff over here. So and now probably people will spend less money if they, for instance, will lose their job, for instance, like in America or in other countries, because of the coronavirus. A lot of people lose their job, and probably they will cut their losses down. But as I've said, this is just for now. But in the future, they will feel better to pay with the cards and to use it like on the phone or by the plastic. And I do believe that the MasterCard is one of the top priority shares that can be considered to be bought. Okay, let's take a look over here on the chart. So we don't have it on the FTT, so let's check it on Forex. the MasterCard. Let's check it from 1 day. Oh, sorry, we don't have enough data. Okay, so what do we have here? The MasterCard, it returned to this initial values. Now it's trying to get even higher, and there was some sort of trend bridge over here, and it was some sort of this consolidation in the last 3 months. And now what do we have here? So there was a price channel, the price channel was breached, and now probably we're going to move up. So in general, from like technical analysis, I do believe the MasterCard should be played up. Let's take a look on 1 hour time frame. So what do we have here? We do have here very nice up steady trend. Let's say, I don't know, something like this. So in general, we're moving up. We go through this channel. We're moving up in the local history, and maybe let's open up position over here too. Again, with the biggest multiplier, x20, up position. Where should I place the stop loss? Probably below this level. So we do have a level over here, this one, and I've put the stop loss slightly below this low of this candle. So if the price will reverse and we will get down, probably this idea won't work out. But until this happens, I do believe we do have every chance to benefit from the rising. But again, you need to be extremely careful trading, like trading in this. Sorry, guys. Trading in this time period when the companies do have their report seasons, because it's like trading on news, trading on non-farm payrolls, trading on GDP, something like this. If you don't know how to trade on such an events, probably you should avoid trading. Meaning that if you will open up positions and you never trade it on reporting season, probably you should end this position before the report will go into the audience. Okay, but if you know what you are doing, the possibilities are very nice, because the day after the market, so when the market will be opened on the next day after the report is released, in the majority of the cases the report is released when the market is closed, on the next day, so you can try to trade these movements when the market will be closed on the next day. They can be, I don't know, 5 or 10, maybe 30% of the share cost. Yeah, this big, there will be like big difference, so you can benefit a lot from this. But big volatility is a big risk from one hand. From the other hand, you can create very good, nice profit from one trade. Okay, guys, so I do believe this is it for these 3 companies. Please be prepared. The day after tomorrow will be the day. So I've got back to the chat. If you do have some questions, please type it down in the chat. I'll make briefly What about Euro USD? What is the status of the trade? Um, Sorry, Kane, I don't know what kind of trade you're talking about. Probably one of my colleagues was making this. We do have like separate accounts. Oh yeah, but you remind me one thing. One thing I was going to mention. Why I do believe this is very nice chances for the stocks to get up in general, not considering like particular stocks, because the dollar is falling. Here you can see this basic dollar index, and you can see how it's falling down. And I do believe it will continue to fall down because American economies needed weak dollar at the moment. And talking about stocks, all the stocks, so we do have the price of the share in dollars, right? So $233 per one Facebook share, meaning that if if dollar will continue to go down, the price of the asset with the same history, with the same everything, it will go up. The same idea with the Euro USD. So if the dollar will go down, the Euro USD will continue to go up. Even if there will be no movements from the euro. This is a very important moment too. Follow the trend. Yeah, trend is your friend. Talking about Forex. What does it mean when the multiplier is low or high? I won't go deeply inside this question, but the multiplier, if you will choose big multiplier on Forex, so on Forex, when we're trading, we need to trade some distance. So we open up here. Here we'll like make $10. Here we'll make $20, and here we'll make like, I don't know, $35, something like this. The more multipliers you will use, the more profit or the more loss, if you're trading to other side, you will gain from the same movement. So for instance, this is $10 with the multiplier x 100. I'm just making out some numbers. But if you will use multiplier 500, the same movement, the same area that the price reached, will generate not $10 but $50. It's simplified version, but it works like this. If you're trading up, this will mean minus $10 with this multiplier, or minus $50 with this multiplier. Okay, so the same movement, but it can cost differently according to the multiplier and according to the sum that you are using. Okay. Current signals. I told this guy before, placed on Boeing, that there was a high probability that it will go down. Sorry, Epic Dale. Probably it's not mentioned for me. We're learning through the Olymp Trade Education section, and looking at these videos will be enough to learn trading. You know, it's a very nice question. I think this is a good beginning because me personally, I'm doing this for more than like 7 years, and I don't know everything about trading. So I know a lot, but there is a lot of places like terra incognita for me at the moment. And this is so you can learn and teach yourself for almost infinite time over here, trying to understand how it's worked. So This is a very good start. If you are considering trading as a sustainable, like y- for the sustainable profit for yourself, if you become a professional trader, you need to educate yourself. You need to learn a lot. You need to understand a lot. You need to gain a lot of experience, your own personal experience over here. And we do have very nice materials for starters and for the advanced, I do believe, and even for pros. But there is always a space where you can push your limit, if you know what I mean. You chat support not have properly. Account verification department is very bad. Sorry guys, I don't work in the account verification department, but our support, they're trying to reach and answer questions very short time period. There is nothing I can do except of try to go to the support one more time. I know that for verification they're using like new techniques. Maybe there was some sort of glitch, I don't know. Or maybe this is because of this coronavirus stuff. Guys, we're working from home, you need to understand this too. What is the best way to learn and understand trading indicators? The best way try from the beginning to understand how the indicators are working from the formula, then go and trade a lot, maybe using demo accounts or maybe using like smaller sums on the real accounts. So you need a lot of practice, and then you will feel if this indicator is working incorrectly. I need only 1 second to understand whether this indicator is working correctly or not, because I do have a lot of experience. Think a lot. Please answer another question. How much time should I practice on the demo account? Switch to this. This is only up to you. So there are different traders. In general, I do believe this is like a couple of months, maybe half a year before the trader can go into real trading with a nice experience. But this is up to you. Some traders, they need like several years. Some, for instance, scalpers, they use maybe 2 or 3 months, and they can go live. They can go live on real account, something like this. This depends on your personal like expertise and understanding skills. How can I see markets by trading view? You need to go to the trading view and and see the markets. We don't have all of the markets that are available in the world, but we are working in this direction. Don't depend on people. Paper trade for 3 months. Yeah, depend only on yourself. This is very nice advice. Tried every possible strategy. Yeah, I know this feeling, and for some traders, so they're searching for this best strategy, and in the end of the day, they like go back to this like simplified versions of the strategy that they were using in the beginning, because trading strategy is not everything that you need to have in trading. You need to have very nice understanding of the market, the psychology of the market. You need to have very strong understanding of the money management and risk management. And only third thing that you need to have is trading strategy. And you need to practice these 3 steps simultaneously. Okay, guys, so I'm going to switch to the oh sorry, going to switch to this random.org to choose one of the, so we do have 24, sorry guys, we do have 24 comments, and I'm going to choose who won the prize, $10 of risk-free trade. So we do have 24 digits over here. I'm going to generate random number from 1 to 24. Okay, let's click generate 19. So who is in the 19th spot? Rahul, sorry I cannot read the second name. Awesome signals, thank you guys. Okay, so Rahul, Rahul with the account number, this account number, he won $10 risk-free trade. Risk-free trade. My congratulations. If you are in this chat or watching this video, my double congratulations. If not, the risk-free trades will be added to your account probably tomorrow. Thanks again. Now, should I trade with 15-minute duration or longer? How would I trade of 15? Okay, talking about time frames. In general, like every trader have its own unique understanding of the market, and some traders, they like to trade maybe one trade per day, 2 trades per day, and they feel better on the higher time frames, like 1 hour or 4 hour time frames, and you need to use 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe 1 day time frames in these cases. Some traders, they feel better on the lower time frames. The lowest time frame that is possible for the good prediction is 5 minutes, in my humble opinion. So if you're talking about 15 minutes trading time, time frame, the trading time should be at least 15 minutes. So don't trade less than the time frame you're looking at. For instance, if you're looking at the 4 hour time frame, the trading time should not be less than 4 hours, because you don't know what is inside the candle, you know. So 15 minute plus 15 minutes, 30 minutes in the majority of the cases. Talking about trading strategies, I take the time frame that I'm taking a look at, for instance 15 minutes, and use 1 or 2 or 3 time frames for different strategies. Yeah, meaning in this case 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or 45 minutes, something like this. What is the most volatile currency pair? I do think this is cryptocurrencies, maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum. From the major currency pairs, I do think maybe this is pound to Japanese yen or pound to euro, something like this. The pound is very volatile in general, but from time to time other cryptocurrency, other currency pairs can be more volatile. So it depends on what is going on in the economies in general in the world. If you're looking for some trend assets, you can try some assets with the Japanese yen. So if you'll take a look, there's like very big stubborn movements on the Japanese yen assets. Thank you for clearing my doubts. You're welcome. Best time frame 5 minutes. Yeah, I like to trade with a 5 minute time frame by myself, but this is like I like to trade this, and Krishna like to trade like this. But you need to understand what is better for you. Maybe it will be 5 minutes. Maybe it will be, I don't know, 4 hours, or maybe it will be 1 day time frame, something like this. Okay, guys, thank you for watching this. I hope you like and enjoyed this masterclass. I hope you have some nice ideas about MasterCard, Boeing, and Facebook. And please give some bonus. Next time, global feed. Next time. Today bonuses are over. Rahul, yeah, he won $10 risk-free trades. Maybe we will have some promo codes in the future, but I don't know when and for how many bonuses it will be. So please stay tuned and updated for this. Probably we will have some new events, some new challenge between analytics, as you may have seen on the channel. So please stay tuned. Okay, last question. How do I properly trend is going up or down? Trade 15 minutes. Sorry, this is one of the major questions in trading, whether this trend ended or not. I cannot answer in like 1 or 2 sentences. In general, so you need to have a lot of practice, and you need to use some graphical analysis tools, some indicators, and they may help you to understand the possibility of whether the trend will continue or whether the trend is going to reverse at the moment. So in general, trading is the matter of probabilities. We don't know the future. Nobody knows. I don't know whether the market will go up or down. I make some predictions, and if my predictions are correct, in the majority of the cases, I make some profit. I don't need to be 100% right in the 100% of situations, but in the majority, like 6 out of 10 forecasts need to be correct, and I will gain some profit on FTT. Okay, guys, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you very soon. Have a very nice trading. Bye-bye.